Kashida was pestering Dariel while out on a job. Apparently, he has been taking on herb quests with Dariel lately. Returning home, Dariel is body slammed by Marika as he enters. Dariel talks with Envil about why there are so many empty houses. Envil calls Marika to get them a map, but she doesn't respond. She is still upset about hurting Dariel. Dariel goes over to cheer her back up. She then brings them the map as requested. Envil proceeds to tell Dariel the history of the village. It was a stop before reaching the mithril mines. Humans and demons fought over the mines, and for a time it was in the possession of it. While Envil was a kid and the village was still thriving, the mine was taken over by the demons and the village began to slowly die out. Envil believes that the village will slowly fade away and be forgotten after a few years. After hearing about the village's history, Dariel goes to visit his old workplace. He finds that the place is lacking in security. Having gone into the mines, he meets the knockers who worked for him. They are happy to see Dariel again and line up to get pats. They tell him about how bad it had gotten for them when Dariel was replaced. Apparently, Bashubaza had requested 4 times the amount that they could gather. While they are talking, they hear new soldiers coming. The new guy in charge threatens the knockers and one of them fights back. They start rebelling and the guy orders the soldiers to kill the knockers as traitors. As one is casting a spell, Dariel disrupts the chant before it is completed. Using the dust stirred by the disrupted spell, Dariel saves the knockers that were too close to the soldiers and hit his face. Dariel tells them to withdraw or face him. He doesn't want to hurt them if he can help it. While Dariel strikes a soldier, the knockers try to help fight, but instead of a spell, the soldier kicks them instead. This leads Dariel to think that he can reason with them. The one in charge fires magic at Dariel and threatens the soldiers as they cast spells to fight him. Dariel targets them in order from which spell takes less time than the other to finish. This shocks the one in charge and has him question if the enemy has memorized the chants. Using one of the soldiers' water spells to target the other soldiers, the guy in charge orders them to switch to enhancement magic. Dariel counters the attack and is face to face with the one calling the shots. Once he is pinned down with a blade to his neck, the guy says that he is a non-combatant, which gives Dariel pause as they speak. Apparently, he had met Bashubaza at a ball and was liked by him, so he had left him in charge of the mine. Dariel tells him to turn in his resignation and that the mine is so scary that he doesn't want to go back. The guy agrees and runs away, leaving the soldiers behind. The knockers say that they will follow Dariel, so he has to think about what to do next. Having returned home, Dariel tells Envil that he had reclaimed the mine. Dariel tells him he would like to protect the knockers. Envil ends up agreeing and says that the matter concerns all of the humans. He'll send a message to the main guild and they will work on what to do next. Afterwards, more people started to move in and the knockers worked as guides for the mines. Envil and Dariel talk about the village. Then Marika calls out to Dariel, inviting him to have lunch together as she carries a large lunch bag. She ends up tripping and body slamming Dariel again when he calls her Marika. Meanwhile, Bashubaza is working in his room when Zebiance enters. As they talk, Bashubaza goes into explaining about the bomb he was working on. Apparently, it takes a lot of mithril to make. Zebiance proceeds to tell him that the mine was now in human hands. He was even told that the Demon King himself filed a complaint about it. Bashubaza then appears before the Demon King. He is called stupid and that the mithril accessories were just a pretext to get him to stop building the bomb. He is then made to apologize for his mistake. The king proceeds to bring up Dariel, saying that Granverza was able to serve the army well was due to keeping soldiers like Dariel close. Once Bashubaza had left, he threw a tantrum at the fact that Dariel's name was mentioned. Back at the village, Marika is trying to ask Dariel to marry her when a fight begins. Kashida had gotten into an argument with some other adventurers. Fitbitten takes a superiority attitude as a higher rank. Dariel ends up picking a fight with them by bringing up how the death sign had ended up near the village, stating that Kashida was the one who found it. Kashida then brings up that Dariel was the one who beat it. Later, at the feast, Kashida drunkenly tells Marika how Fitbitten was mocking Dariel. This made Marika take out her blade and threaten to end him. As Dariel struggles to keep her from going to do so, she has a slip of the tongue calling him her husband, then runs off embarrassed. Kashida then proceeded to drunkenly state that no one was going to marry Dariel but him. Dariel is asked to mediate between the official and the knockers. After asking the knockers to listen to what Bisfrid had to say, he had nothing more to do. After exiting the mine, Dariel runs into Fitbitin and his party. They talk for a bit until some demons use magic to speak loudly in attempts to have the knockers hear them. Dariel swiftly goes to check it out and is reunited with Rizit. They talk for a bit and Dariel reveals that he is actually human. After talking for a bit longer, Rizit tries to get Dariel to come back. Even though Dariel refuses, Rizit attempts to make him. Dariel escapes and proposes to let the demons purchase the mithril. Bisfrid is slightly confused but listens to what Dariel has to say. Given that the humans get to monopolize the mines this time, they can set the price of the mithril they sell to the demons. Rizit states that the demons have no issue with using money to get the mithril, as fighting over it would yield to nothing beneficial for both sides. Fitbitin is opposed to the idea and tries to attack Rizit. Dariel stops him, saying that blood would not be spilt over the mine again. Bisfrid reprimands Fitbitin and continues to negotiate with Rizit. Later, Rizit and Dariel are talking together, both agreeing that it would be ideal if the two races didn't fight anymore. Thank you for watching this anime recap. If you did enjoy it and want to see more, then please hit the like and subscribe button. And feel free to suggest any other animes you would like to see us recap in the comments section below.